Do what it do? 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 I ain't been live in a minuto. It's been a while. It's been a good little while. It's been a good little while. Oh, excuse me. It's a lot of changes that are about to start happening, and live streams is gonna come back. However, they're gonna be a little bit more different because my content on this channel is about to be a bit different, and I just want to kind of let y'all get to know what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still going to be doing videos of gratitude. That's still going to be popping up on here. However, I'm going to also be doing movie, anime, TV show breakdowns, and also I'm going to be doing live streams like this once a week, just kind of just speaking what's on my mind on some shit, and giving people like me naturally. This is the only channel you'll really get that. I don't do this on Instagram. My TikTok is like a snippet version of this. If you want to follow my TikTok, it's the same name as this channel, the JC Universe. Because we're evolving from regularly the Elevate the Convo, because it's still the name of the channel, because that's what we do. However, the JC Universe is its own entity that I'm building a brand around, which is going to be the support, not the support, but like kind of like the roots of what my YouTube community is. You know what I'm saying? Because essentially, if the JC universe is one entity, JC Reacts works for the JC universe, and same thing for the what's that shit called? Same thing for my music, same thing for when I do vlogs, same thing when I do live streams like this, whether it's on what's that shit called? What's that shit called? Whether it's on here, whether it's on you know what I'm saying, on Twitch, Kick, and all them shits, because I'm gonna start bringing them on here as well. So in this live stream though, I put get to know JC, talk about what's going on. But also, what's up, Ray Garland? What's up, BB? What's good? What's good? What's good? Um, I want to share some theories that I have with y'all and just kind of see what y'all think about it. Like share y'all thoughts with me. I mainly have three main theories I want to talk about, and I just want to share with y'all what I have in mind. Uh, what's good, Pedro? While you're coming through, comment down where you're from. Comment down where you're viewing this from. What city, what country, what states, what time zone. You know what I'm saying? Comment down below where you're from. Comment down below. Excuse me. Excuse me. I got three really interesting theories I want to share with y'all. Because I guarantee you, one of them you probably already thought of. One of them you probably already thought of. Because one is related to cars, gaming, entertainment. And as far as like items, it's related to technology. The other one is related to the history of our cultures, planet, or our culture and our planet is related to that. Goober Rider, shout out to France. Shout out to France. Comment down what country y'all from, just like Goober did. I'm gonna just say Goober. That's your name right now, bro. Uh, the other theory is related to fashion. It's related to fashion. So I want to share these three ideas, these three theories with you, just for the love of the moment. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute since I live stream. Go ahead. So to start off with the first theory, right? I feel like there is a uh I think it's stupid the fact that we have a new car or a new game every year. Like, rock with me with this. Why do GTA, every single one, be so legendary. GTA is so legendary because in the time span that it drops to the next one, they're spending time building the world, building the people, building the characteristics, the tendencies, the cars, the reactions of nature, stuff like that. They're building something that takes time, right? And everybody everybody's waiting for GTA 6 to drop out, right? It makes me think about 2K as well. Why do we need to have a 2K every year when 2K doesn't necessarily get better every year? We get more animations, but the context of the game doesn't necessarily get better. For example, I'm watching my brother play 2K. If you have an 89 steal, there's no way someone passes a ball and you try to intercept the pass and it hits your hand and it falls out of your hand, and the defender, well, the person who the ball was going to, ends up grabbing it because it fell out your hand, even though you have an 89 steal and whatever badge you have that supports that the attribute, it doesn't happen, and then they get the ball and score. I know basketball sometimes happens, and I know the system that we use is not supposed to be perfect, but it's supposed to make sense. Everything isn't going to always be 100%. However, it's just like I would rather have a game that comes out every 2, 3, 4, 5 years. If I know the game is going to be like that, it's going to be exactly what I'm expecting every 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Because an example of 2K and even Call of Duty, they make a new one every year. Same thing with iPhones. They make a new one every year. Same thing with cars. They make a new car every year. Why do you need to make something new every year when you can just provide tools that's what's already out for it to get better every year until it gets to a point like, all right, we've given everything we could into this app, into this game, into this idea. Now let's work on the next one. You know what I'm saying? And give people the grace of, well, not the grace, but the time period to catch up with all the stuff we've created and built. And now we can, you know what I'm saying, provide something even greater. Now, knowing the person, well, not the person, but knowing the capitalist system that we live in, which is America, obviously they're going to drop 2K because there's a new season every year. That's one. Two, everyone's expecting a new 2K of money every year. What? Of course, you're finna drop it. We make about 17 to 25 billion per year on just this one video game. Hell yeah, we about to drop it again. So I'm sharing this idea just to kind of throw out there, like, what if there's a possibility that things get better if we slow down the production rate of some things that don't need to be produced as often? iPhone 17 could have been the same iPhone 16, just with a better little back camera and front camera. However, all they could have just did to keep the same consumer rate high is just to have people update their phone. You could have even like had people pay to update their phones, which is even, it's probably cheaper too. However, it is more like you have more people that will pay for updating something. In my opinion, like, I would rather pay to update my phone than pay to buy a brand new phone that does the same thing my old phone do. Like, I figured it just makes more sense to just update my phone than let me pay for that shit. Right? It's like $80, $100 every other year or something like that where it can update. You know what I'm saying? That makes a lot more sense than me just buying a brand new phone every year. Because think about all the people that don't actively pay for their phone all the way out when they first get it. Like right now, I'm renting my 16 Pro Max, like with my phone bill. So I'm paying for my phone payment and the phone bill. I'm not paying for just the bill. If I was paying for just the bill, I'd be paying like only like 50, $60. But because you gotta add the money to pay for this phone off and everything else, it just adds on to injury. And to even go a little bit, not back, but to go in that lane of cars, vehicles. Bro, a lot of these newer cars has two things that I don't like. Too much technology, and the second thing is the the mechanics of the car, the quality of the products is not that good. Like a lot of these new cars, if they don't have carbon fiber, that car is weak as hell. Like real shit. Weak as hell. Cars back in the day, let's say from the 80s to 2010, right? Or even sometimes even 2015, depending on the brand. Those cars durable, last long, the body is built tough. And on top of that, you can customize it in so many great ways because a lot of these products that go for those cars, they can be detachable and configurable, which is adjustable, just a fancy way of saying it, for another vehicle. Like for instance, Honda parts can go on a can damn near go on a Lexus. Oh no, wait. Honda parts can damn near go on a Infinity. Lexus can damn near go on a Toyota. So I'm putting this out there to really just like share the fact that a lot of things are better when we just kind of, let me not say we, because I'm working on getting better at explaining things, not from just like, oh, this is what I think. I want to come from a universal point of view. And that's why this channel is now called JC Universe. And shit, all of this is even a combination of what Elevate the Convo has built for so long. And that is to give a perspective that is both positive and also negative, but and it supports both sides. So new cars are great for their technology, but if I gotta pay 950 for something as simple as a airflow sensor or mass flow sensor, just give me my Toyota Corolla from 2008, and I'll pay 125 for my mass flow sensor instead of buying a new car with tech. Because here's the cool thing that I don't think regular people think about. Instead of buying a brand new car, you can just buy things to upgrade the car that you have. Yes, it's going to cost money. Yes, it's going to be time consuming, but it's the same thing when you get a new car. The process of you going through having to figure out, how much you're going to put down and all that shit, the stuff you got to go through at the actual dealership, I feel like it's more wholesome. It's more what's the word I'm looking for? It's a better degree of fulfillment fixing up a car to your standard compared to buying a car that has everything that you wish you wanted in a vehicle. Because even everything you wish you wanted, you could have still bought it for the car you used to have. Now, granted, me that even would be making like 100K a year, I probably would love to know what it's like to get inside of a Corvette, to get inside of a Ferrari and stuff like that. Simply because those are rare vehicles that you don't get to be inside of. You will see it, but you don't get you ain't inside that shit a lot. You definitely not. So I want to ask y'all this question. Like, if you were to have any vehicle from back in the day, from as let's say the latest date you can speak on it is 2010. If you could have any car from 2010 and before that time, what car would it be and why? Because like for me, I really love the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 8 simply because of the nostalgia from Fast and Furious 1. And two, that car is a four-cylinder. And if you were to kind of like do a roll race, which essentially you and another car going 40 miles per hour, matching that speed, and then once you cross a certain threshold, then y'all race. I watched that car beat a GTR, like a rolling race going, I think, quarter mile. That motherfucker beat the GTR. And that says a lot of the older cars with just the right specs inside of it, that shit go crazy. These newer cars, it's so much specs that you can't always control how technology is going to respond to the things that's happening. And granted, it's only because you don't own the technology. You didn't build it. You didn't put it together. You have to read a manual and all that stuff instead of you create your own manual. So what is the purpose? Like, what's the reason why I'm even coming up with this theory, which has to do with technology? I just think that it'll be more cool, in my opinion, to see people invest into things that supports longevity instead of the word that comes to mind is reciprocity. I don't think that works, but I just think we should do a better job of stop always going for the brand new when we didn't even respect what was old. Like, it doesn't matter how many new cars you have or new cars that come out. Them shits is all doing the same thing as the car you had before. Oh, it has Apple CarPlay. Whoop de doo. You can build something inside of your car that also provides CarPlay too. And guess what? Because now it's in your older vehicle, you just upgraded the value of your vehicle. You know what they say when you buy a car, as soon as you leave it off, as soon as you leave the lot with a car, or especially a brand new one, it loses value. But if you buy an old car, add some stuff to it, that value skyrockets. It definitely. It's the same thing like with new cars, if you buy it off the lot and upgrade it and stuff like that, new specs and everything, the value skyrockets. But guess what? You're gonna be paying 10 to 15 times more to upgrade your new car that's already new compared to an older car that's old, you know? So that's just my thing. Like, we should just appreciate what was old because like that shit was cool. Like, there's nothing wrong with a 1978 Charger and turning that shit into like a technological muscle monster. Like that shit will be fire. There's nothing wrong with having a 2002 Toyota Supra and making that shit seem like it's a fucking Tesla. There's nothing wrong with buying a uh um what's another old car? There's nothing wrong with buying a Pontiac and make that shit seem like it's a 2024 Dodge Challenger. Like this, it's so many things you could do to what we to what you have available. Just we got to build our imaginary muscle. I was talking with a female yesterday, and I was telling her like people don't strengthen their imaginary muscle, like their ability to visualize something. They don't strengthen that or practice it. And that's kind of sad because they're taking away their ability to be innovative, be naturally creative. Because when you see something, guess what? You naturally want to put whatever you just seen together. It's wonderful. Not gonna lie. It's wonderful. If you're here right now, please like the video. Uh I'm working on no, I'm working on. So this channel is changing from me just talking about the gems I've learned throughout the week and doing live streams and all that stuff to where I'm going to be using my live stream to talk about some theories that I've thought of or gems during the week, which I would have done before. But what's new now is I'm going to be doing anime, TV show, and movie breakdowns as a regular video. These are going to be clipped into regular, shorts and stuff like that. But mainly the long stream videos, or not even stream, the long uploads, they're going to be based on cinematic videos that goes into breaking down certain movies, TV shows, and anime, because all three play a part in our imagination. All three play a part in our growth as human beings. All three play a part in you know, how we step. Okay. So the second theory that I have is has to do with the history of the planet, more really the cultures of our planet, right? So call me crazy if you want, but I personally believe that the only reason Black people were put into slavery was because the abandoned child of the human race got tired of being abandoned. The abandoned child of the human race are Caucasians. Caucasians? Caucasians. And because they were in the Caucasus Mountains, stuck in caves, let's be a being. If we, I'm gonna be honest, gang, can you drive? Thank you. If we all know that white people are kind of like the original savages because Black people, we are the original people, if they're the savages that kind of like started war with us and made us want to fight against each other and things of that nature, why don't we assume that we abandoned them? Like, why do we automatically go to, oh, they're racist, oh, they're this, they're that, they're that, bro? A person that's racist is simply disliking the fact that you're different from them. I wouldn't say it's a hate thing, it's a dislike thing. Because I could dislike the fact that somebody has wavy hair while I have curly hair. However, it doesn't turn into hate until you see someone that you love in your culture liking them more than you. That's where the racist or hate comes into play. So I don't think people ask the question, who taught Caucasians to be these militant, selfless, uh, irrational people? And there is many books, many stories that talk about who did this, who did what. And I could talk about Yakub, which I know many of you may know who that is. However, at the end of the day, it's not one person's fault that we became who we are. It's not a group of people's fault that we became who we are. It's our own fault. We can't blame somebody else for how we treated them and how they're now responding to how they treat us. Because I feel like that is disrespectful to your own self for you to, it's like, for instance, imagine you with your group of friends. It's you, Asian bro, white boy, Mexican dude, and let's say uh yeah, that's four. Let's say it's you, black person, your friend is Asian, your homeboy is white, and your other boy is Mexican. If you were to go up and slap your white boy clean in the face, right? And then move him to the side and then just start talking to the rest, that white boy gonna be like, what what the fuck? We was just cool to you. Why are you doing this to me, bro? That's if he's talking. Because some people may get to a point where as soon as they get hit, they retaliate quick. However, due to history, uh some people like holding on to grudges and using them shits as fire as fuel later on. So my theory is I think that the main reason why black people went through slavery and why there was a slave trade and why the natives had their land taken and stuff like that is because Caucasians, the white man, was abandoned by the rest of the planet, by the rest of the people on the planet. And when you are abandoned, when you're isolated, whatever you are learned in your isolation shows in the light when you're around other people. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, that's just that theory. Um, let's get into the third theory, fashion, fashion. So, there's been a lot of trends going around for years, dude, like for years. And like, I made a video on TikTok that it didn't really blow up, but it got over 1,000 views. And the video was saying how like I'm noticing our generation. I'm born in 2000, so those who was born between 1996 and 2000, I think three. Everyone in that platform, because all of those people are under 30. Yeah, because I'm 25. If you're born in 1999, you're 26. If you're born in 1998, you're 27. 1997, you're 29. Um, I mean, 28, 1996, you're 29, and then 30 is 20, it's 30. This 20 is 95. So if you're born between 1996 and 2003, there's a high possibility you like or enjoy or seen or was inspired by somebody to wear a quarter zip sweater. For one, quarter zips is more of like, if you were to see it regularly, you would think that person goes to church, they're very religious and stuff like that, which can be true too. However, nowadays it's becoming a trend because anything that shows maturity, fear, or striking like information, if it shows any of those things, that it becomes like a trend or a viral thing. So I feel like fashion is going to always repeat itself until we find a new meaning for how we decide to value clothing. So, for instance, this is my theory: cotton is a universal fabric. Everyone knows about cotton. Many people know about polyester, but not many know that polyester is a recycling of plastic, being a plastic fiber putting into clothes or woven into clothes. So plastic isn't even good for your body. Cotton is, wool is, hemp is, and what's the other one? What's the other one? What's the other one? What's the other one? What's that shit called? I can't think of the other one. Oh, nylon is not good for your skin either. So before it gets really dark, I'm gonna share my theory with clothing. It's going to get to a point where I think people are going to find more importance in the fact high value products and to see how it looks, but it don't be looking right. And then if they make it, look trendy or whatever, they're really just copying and pasting what other people have done, but never really had their own real taste in clothing. They're just kind of matching what they see and you know what I'm saying? And for me, right, my form of clothing is a mixture of relaxed, colorful, and laid back. So with this theory, I'm simply just proposing that there is a sudden shift that's happening with people. And we all know this shift. We all feel it. Let's not act like it's something new. It's just becoming aware of this shift and where your placement is within this shift is important. And that's what these theories are all about. They're not just really me venting. They're me sharing three different ideas that represent three different aspects of our reality, which is tech, culture, and fashion. And fashion even is definitely linked with culture. So, you know what I'm saying? And now technology is becoming its own culture. Everyone's using AI for something, me included, because it's a part of our reality. And what we need to do as people is not get lost in the fact that we have a system that can give us everything we need. And we fall under the aspect of not ever becoming the person that we need in our life. Instead, we're continuously going out and finding something to be that needing factor that we need. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, there's a lot that I think about throughout the day, but I'm glad I was able to put this in a very easel. Wow. I'm glad I was able to put this in a very simple way that people can understand. Um my goal with these videos is to do these at least once a week. And then a breakdown video once a week for videos of gratitude, because I love being able to show people something that's either funny, inspirational, uh positive, and enlightening. Those things are very, very cool to me, and I feel like we need to see more of that in our world. So yeah, I thank you for listening. I thank you all for who've liked the video and things of that nature. I'm going to head to the gym, play against some great basketball players, get some buckets my damn self. And yeah, man. Thank y'all for listening. Subscribe for more.